Alrighty, guys, just like that, we have another week upon us, which means we have a lot of crap to break down in this video. We're going to go over charts, we're going to go over a bunch of stocks, news, what to expect for this upcoming week. But before we actually dive into that, guys, do not forget to get your free money from Moomoo, up to 17 stocks, each up to $2,000, the sponsor of today's video, by going down below or by just going to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo. Listen to this, guys, and mind you, this is their best promo by far. Once you open up your account using that link down below and fund it with at least $100, you get a free share of C3AI stock right off the bat, which right now I think is $45-46 a share, and that's actually exclusive to this channel. You can only get that with that link down below. And on top of that, you also get 5 more stocks, each up to $2,000, and again, that's just with a $100 deposit. And listen to this, guys, it gets better. If you fund your account with at least $1,000, you get 10 more stocks, totaling 16 stocks. And guys, fund your account with at least $5,000. Are you ready for this? You get another free share of stock on top of all the stocks you already got of either Google or Tesla, guaranteed. I'm telling you guys, this is by far the best promo, by far, no doubt, and it's limited time. The clock is ticking, so use that link down below, and of course, that helps out the channel. I appreciate you guys as always, and with that being said, let's dive into it. Cheers, guys. We have a lot to go over in this video, and the first thing we're going to do is go over the overall stock market, which on Friday did not do well at all. You guys can see we had SPY go down 0.3%, and mind you, it wasn't the worst day ever. I'm not going to say it was, a bloodbath. It wasn't. I mean, we did see red all across the board, but it wasn't that bad. But still, it was a red day, right? We had SPY down 0.3%, which is the S&P 500. You guys know that. We had Triple Q, which is the NASDAQ 100. This ended up going down 0.6%. Let's see what else ended up going. Let's see what the Dow did. Dow went down 0.3, so pretty much they all went down except for the NASDAQ, which again, 0.6. But the S&P and the Dow, they went down 0.3 each. We had the VIX down 2%. So funny enough, the VIX and the metals, pretty much everything went down, guys. You'd think the metals would go up or the VIX would go up, but nope, VIX down, metals down, stocks down, everything was down on Friday. And you guys can see we hit 372 in the morning, almost 373, and we saw a big sell-off intraday that amounted to around 1.2% on Triple Q here, and SPY went from around, let me see, SPY went from 443 down to about 439, which was a drop of around 0.9%. So overall, guys, we sold off pretty much all day on Friday when it comes to the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100, and we can see now we're potentially starting to sell off on the 4-hour chart. Maybe we're going to come down to that 50 SMA here, which is right around 433, 435. That could mean maybe another couple bucks down. Maybe Triple Q starts coming down a little bit more towards that 50 SMA, which honestly, it needs to. It's pretty overbought still. Maybe it comes down to 358, 360, right? So in the very short term, guys, that's kind of what I'm waiting for. Maybe this, this trading day on Friday is setting us up for maybe another drop off, maybe on, Tuesday, maybe on Wednesday. I don't know, potentially. Just speaking out or thinking out loud here, guys. Well, I am speaking out loud too. But you guys can see kind of where my head's at right now. I'm thinking markets just had a crazy, it's been a crazy year, but really the past couple of days we've just been going up and away, right? Maybe it's time for a little bit of a sell-off, nothing crazy, but maybe a little pullback, kind of like what we saw here on Triple Q on the 7th into the 8th. Right, you guys saw that little sell-off, and we saw another one in the end of May, and maybe something like on SPY here that we saw, if I zoom in a little bit, a couple of days ago we had a sell-off, little pullbacks, right? Let's see if that continues, or we see a little bit of an extended pullback on Tuesday or tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. Time will tell, guys. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now in the very short term. And when it comes down to stocks, actually, wait, before we actually do that, give me a second here, guys. Let me transition over to Safari and break down key economic events that are coming up this week, which honestly, there's not many, but Powell is, I believe, testifying on Wednesday. Let me double check and see what's going on. So yeah, today's Monday. Mind you, markets were closed today for Juneteenth. It was a federal holiday. So Tuesday we have building permits, which is not really a high impact event. We have housing starts here in the U.S. All right, if we come down here a little bit more, we have the CPI for GBP. which is expected to be 8.4%. Last month, it looks like it was 8.7. So if you guys want to pay attention to, other countries, you could look out for the CPI. I believe the ECB last week raised rates by a quarter. What was it? A quarter, 25 basis points potentially, if I remember correctly. Whereas the U.S., of course, kept things pretty steady there. We can see if we come down a little bit more on Wednesday. Yeah, there we go. We have Jerome Powell testifying on Wednesday at 10 a.m., which is a red folder, meaning a high-impact event. So if I open this up and scroll in or zoom in a little bit, we can see Mr. Jerome Powell is due to testify about the semi-annual monetary policy report before the the House Financial Services Committee in Washington, D.C. And, of course, the speaker is Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve Chairman. And coming down here a little bit more, why do traders care? Well, as head of the central bank, which controls short-term interest rates, as you guys know by now, he has more influence over the nation's currency value than any other person, and traders scrutinize his public engagements as they are often used to drop subtle clues regarding future monetary policy. Oh, yes, we all know that, guys. The subtle clues, we all know that. And the testimony usually comes in two parts. First, he reads a prepared statement. Then the committee will hold a question and answer session, kind of like, the FOMC. And we can see, the statement, the press conference, right? And since the questions are not known beforehand, they can make for some unscripted moments that lead to heavy market volatility. No doubt, guys. No doubt about it. There's going to be volatility. So that's on Wednesday. Then I believe, what else do we have later in the week? If I come down here a little bit more, we have unemployment claims, of course, on Thursday morning, 8:30 a.m. That's a red folder. That's a high impact event. And then we also have another, testimony here, or he's testifying on Thursday. So it's a two-part, Wednesday at 10 a.m., Thursday 10 a.m. That's what we have from, Powell. And on Friday, we have the flash manufacturing PMI and flash services PMI here in the U.S., which is at 9:45 a.m., which is also a high-impact event. And we'll break all this stuff down, guys, so make sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And let me actually see here what else we have going on when it comes to events. That's probably it, right? At least in the U.S. We're not going to go too deep into the other countries here, guys. Not to say that I don't invest internationally. I do. And if you guys own any stocks in the U.S., which we all probably do, we do invest internationally because a lot of these companies do business internationally. But usually on this channel, guys, we just focus on the U.S. markets, right? So let's run quickly through some stocks that I'm looking at this week. The first one that I want to talk about, which I think I covered a little bit last week, is JP Morgan, ticker symbol JPM. If I pull it up, you guys can see JP Morgan right now is at the top of this triangle, which you guys can see is a multi-month resistance that's been really a sticking point since the beginning of this year. All year, guys, since the beginning of January, middle of January, we've struggled in the mid 140s. So if we do break out of that point, we get a leg up. Where could this go? Probably all-time highs. I think all-time highs are in the 150s or 60s, something like that. I forget, actually. We looked at this a couple days ago. 170s, actually. Okay, maybe I don't want to say it's going to go to all-time highs for sure. We don't know where it's going to go, but that could be where we ultimately get to over time, as really the next main resistance after the mid-140s is 160, 165, then we're pretty much a stone's throw away from all-time highs at that point. So JP Morgan looks pretty good heading into this week chart-wise. We have earnings coming up in about a month, I believe on the 14th of July. I was looking at this earlier. Yep, 14th of July. So in a little bit less than a month, we have JP Morgan reporting. Let's see here, guys. What else do we have? We have Bed Bath & Beyond. I think the auction is on, the auction's on the 21st, so that had a huge run heading into close on Friday. We can see went up 17%, a lot of that coming in the last literally 15-20 minutes of trading. So this is starting to break back into the mid 20-cent range, which is good. You guys can see here where we're starting to now slowly break out of this downwards channel that we've been in pretty much for the past month, 3 weeks at this point. So for the bulls out there on Bed Bath & Beyond stock, which, it's very risky, very, very very risky. You could lose all your money, no doubt. But it's starting to turn. If we start breaking 23, 25 cents, that's where my alerts are at. We could really start breaking out there. So that's Bed Bath & Beyond. Of course, big tech now that we're seeing a sell-off overall in Triple Q. This could be in a vulnerable spot, maybe, if the sell-off persists, because a lot of these are very overbought. We had Apple hit all-time highs again on Friday. We hit 187.50, which is nuts. And if we pull up the 4-hour time frame, we can clearly see it's pretty overbought, is it not? I mean, if we saw a retracement down to the 180 SMA, would anybody be surprised? I know I wouldn't. Probably you guys wouldn't be either. So maybe we just have to be a little bit patient. Let's not FOMO. I know I'm not, and honestly, I can't tell you guys what to do, but now's the time, in my opinion, not to FOMO, especially if you're looking at this as a short-term trade. It's very risky. I mean, this could be easily getting ready for a pullback towards the mid-170s at some point. Microsoft could be getting ready for a pullback, especially Microsoft. In my eyes, this is more overbought anyway. Either way, this could be coming down 325, 330, right? Let's see some of these other names. Google, let's see. This has already come down a little bit. Yeah, Google slowed down because it had such a big move from the beginning of May to the end of May. I mean, just in 2 weeks, guys, Google went up 20%. So Google's been flat for the past month at this point. So this could go either way, honestly. But, going back to Apple and Microsoft, those have not been flat the past month. They've been running up, which is why I think they're in more need of a pullback than Google, which has been flat for the past month. But either way, guys, a lot of these tech names are overbought. You know this, right? Meta is very overbought. This could come down to the 180 SMA, mid, 250s, right? 260 even. I wouldn't be surprised, would you? A big one coming up for this week is going to be Coinbase, with everything going on right now with the SEC. I mean, this is a very serious business going on. And would I buy Coinbase right now as an investment? Heck no, right? There's too much scrutiny, too much unknown. But as a trade, you have to realize times like these make for great trading opportunities in the very short term, right? And there's going to be a lot of volatility, a lot of ups and downs, and there could be money to be made, or there could be money to be made. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, Coinbase is going to be on my watch list. We have a clear inverse head and shoulders, kind of, maybe not so clear, but that could be starting to play out. Maybe we start breaking out towards low mid 60s on Coinbase. And let me see some other ones, guys. I don't want to go too long today. I really just wanted to focus on a couple of names here. Of course, we had SoFi take a massive beating, which I'll make another SoFi video, but this is one that I'm going to be watching in the lower mid 8s. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what it does there. Companies or stocks like CCL, which has done very well. This is starting to cool off a little bit. If this were to come down maybe to 13, 14, 15, well, it's at 1580 now, more like 14, 1450, right? That'd be a spot, in my opinion, for CCL, at least, the way I'm looking at it. Let's see. In terms of what I'm looking to buy this week, I keep buying pretty much, in the Patreon portfolio and in other portfolios. I keep buying Disney, guys. Disney's one that I've been buying the past couple of weeks. And shameless plug, guys, if you want to see my Patreon portfolio, keep up with it on a real-time basis, see all the moves, screenshots, how it does in real time, check it out, Patreon, down below. Or you can just join the YouTube channel membership, same thing, right? I mean, it's up to you, but on there we post all these trades, and I've been buying Disney in that portfolio and in other portfolios as well, because I think right now it's at a very good value compared to other stocks out there, which we're not really going to get into in this video, guys. But yeah, pretty much that's it, guys. Those are a couple of stocks that I'm looking at, kind of some thoughts. So if you found value, hit that like button, feel free to subscribe. And guys, don't forget to get up to 17 free stocks from Moomoo, each up to $2,000. Once you fund your account with at least $100 using that link down below, you get a free share of C3AI stock right off the bat, which is what, $45, and that's actually exclusive to this channel. And you get 5 more stocks, each up to $2,000. And if you fund your account with at least $1,000, guys, you get 10 more stocks, totaling 16 stocks. And fund it with at least $5,000, guys, you get another free share of stock of either Tesla or Google, guaranteed, on top of all the stocks you already got. So if you want some free money, which by far, guys, this is the best promo right now, and you want to help out the channel, use that Moomoo link down below. And with that being said, cheers, guys. I appreciate you all as always, and well, I'll see you in the next video.